I've been in your waters. I know one thing for sure. I've never been so close before. It's one way or the
other. So what's up, guys? It's John Vagueiro here. I'm with my man Billy Alvaro, bro. I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Dude, I'm happy you're here, and I wanted to bring you for this segment specifically because for anybody who does not know this guy, you will know this guy in the next 3 to 5 years. There's no question about that in my fucking mind. This guy is a fucking warrior. He's been through hell and back. He's been through the fucking valley, and he's not only back fucking better than ever, but your story, dude, is so fucking motivating. It's still to this day one of our biggest played podcasts.
When did we do that podcast?
Dude, that was a while back. Fuck.
Maybe.
What was that, bro? Because you popped in the room
It
too.
was like
2
months ago. No, 2.
No, that's not 2 months ago, bro. No way.
No, it wasn't in the summer.
It wasn't in the
It was
summer.
definitely no, because I think Darren was here.
Huh? No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Nope.
Okay.
Dude, it might have been like, I'm thinking like 6 months ago.
It was when we first started.
Yes,
We first met. Like
yes.
literally within 30 days.
Yes. So it might have been like
Yeah.
5 months, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But either way, besides the fact, you know, a lot of people, and I'll specify, entrepreneurs, they want to build a successful company. Like that's their mission, right? Like they're like, I want to make more money, I want to make more money, I want to bigger, next level, next level, next level. And you've
Can't
done
have
that.
the money though be the driving factor. We know
Yes. But so that's what I want to talk to you about. So you've been a guy who has built a successful fucking $50 million business, okay?
42, 44,
42.
46.
Let's round up.
I want to be real.
Right under 50, right?
Yeah.
So, but you did that. And one thing, I don't know if you knew the statistic actually. I think I told you, so I might not have. But 4% of the world, I did tell you this, 4% of the world does $1 million. Out of 28 million businesses.
4% a million or less.
4% only ever hit $1 million.
Only ever hit $1 million. Wow. It's an accomplishment.
4%, dude. So you were in that
And
50.
what's the timeline that they actually fail? Because I think it's like in the first 5 years.
It's normally the
80,
first. It's normally the first 3 years.
First 3 years.
The first year is the highest probability. The second year it lessens a little bit, and the third year it's when it gets better. But yeah, so the fact is that this guy right here built a fucking 46 or 42 million dollar. I'm a round upper. So 42 to 46 million dollar fucking revenue company like that.
We're doing about $1 billion in loan volume
But
a year.
first off, congrats on that, dude.
Yeah, but congrats.
Yeah, I'm saying, that's a pinnacle that most people will never
It's a
in their
milestone.
lifetime ever fucking reach.
It's a hit.
Because you have that in you to do that.
I'm on the mission now with this business.
Yes.
When I start branding everything, it's going to be back to $1 billion.
Boom.
And I'm actually driving myself. And it's going to take time with the real estate side. It's not going to happen in 6 years like the
Right.
mortgage company.
Right.
Nor do I want it to.
For sure.
Because I don't want to give up my life. I don't want to trade lifestyle for building business.
And that's what we're talking about today.
I did that the first time around.
So talk to us about, so you built this big company,
Yeah.
then shit fucking went awry, okay?
Yeah.
You lost everything.
Correct. Everything, like ground zero.
Ground fucking
Not
zero.
just lost everything, but to a point where I was $14 million in debt.
Okay.
So I wasn't just like,
So that's
I'm
like-
broke.
right.
14
Under the
million.
water now.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, obviously, anybody who was even watching this would assume that like you're fucking anxiety-ridden, depressed, all this shit, right? And you've shared that with us in the podcast.
Yeah.
How did you build up that inner kingdom again? And when I say inner kingdom, what I mean by that is everybody lives for the outside world. We care about people's opinions of us. We care about stresses. Right.
Should not give a flying ass
Fucking nothing.
about it.
You
So
align-
what you're making reference to is the body-mind connection. The
Yes.
inner human.
Human, yes.
The thing that actually gets us in the drive in the morning to get out of bed.
Your
inner
fucking
selves.
soul.
Yeah, it's the inner side. And I have to tell you, so your question was, how did I build that back up?
How did you build that back up?
So,
Because your Instagram name, for
it's
anybody,
Unstoppable. The Unstoppable
BA.
Yeah.
so your
And
fucking
that's
Instagram name is a
with
positive
intent.
affirmation.
Yeah, it's with intent.
Yeah.
Because my life, I'm I am the most driven individual you're ever gonna meet.
Yeah.
But even with the mindset that I have now, when I had it before I lost everything,
Right.
when the shit hit the fan and everything came crumbling down, for the first 6 months, I kind of felt the sense of relief. So I didn't go into a state of depression. I wasn't like, fuck, what am I gonna do? But it was after that 6 months period when things really started hitting the wall, when the lawsuits started happening,
Right.
when the sheriffs were at my house, when the DA was at my house, when life got real, when they locked up my bank accounts, like,
Right.
you know, it became real.
Right.
And so it took me though, John, 3 years to get out of that.
Right.
Mentally, 3
Right.
years to get out of it. So 2.5 years, it happened, 6 months I was like, God, what a release. And then for the next 2.5 years, I was literally captive in my own body and in my own mind. I couldn't get out of my own way.
Right.
It was because of this. It really was. My heart, my soul, my mind. I was scared because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which way to turn. I didn't know what to do. So how did I get out of it? It was July 4th, 2009, and I had, the only way I could put it is like an awakening.
Right.
Where I realized the one thing that was really holding me back was this, and it was the fact that I had so much fucking fear riddled through my body, but it was really the fear that I was bringing upon myself.
Right.
I was still the same fucking guy. I was still the same guy with the same drive, with the same mindset, but because I got clouded and I had so many different things. It wasn't just I lost my business.
Right.
There were hundreds of things that went on in 2.5 years with various lawsuits and just things that it really breaks people down, and a lot of people that get to that point, a lot of them can't come back from it.
For sure.
So I'm grateful that this and this connected and I got myself through. So July 4th, 2009, Independence Day, is when I had my awakening, and I realized that the fear was holding me back. And it was at that moment in time, and I think we spoke about this when I was on your podcast,
Yeah.
that I realized that real estate, because I've always wanted to flip real estate, and I've been flipping for years and
Right.
investing for years, not just
Right.
flipping, but I had a portfolio that I
Right.
invested. I realized though that was my way out. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew the what.
Right.
Had no money, had no credit, had no job, but I had me.
Right.
I did it once. I can do it again. And
sure.
And the first time I did it, which is a whole different story, that was me. I had such belief in what I was going to do. There was no stopping me. Hence the unstoppable.
Right.
There was no stopping me in what I was about to do when I built that mortgage business. When everybody said you can't, I said I can, and I'm going to show, and I just went forward, not realizing how much of a challenge it was going to be, but I didn't see failure. I failed miserably.
Right.
I didn't see failure. When I got my head out of my ass July 4th, for me it's been every 6 months, just about 5 to 7, 9 months, every 6 months on average, I either take something negative out of my life, whether it's in my mind, in my body, whether it's something that's not good for me, like alcohol. I love to drink,
Right.
but I'm not a good drinker because it clouds the shit out of my brain for 2 or 3 days where I'm not on fire. So I realize there's things that I have to do to reprogram myself.
Right.
But not just reprogram myself for business, reprogram myself to create the absolute best life and the best version of me.
Right.
So that was mentally first for me. Forget about my physical body, it was this.
Right.
So I got deep into understanding how my mind works.
Right. Were you working out throughout this process or no?
No, I went to shit. I went from being in shape to drinking like a fish, doing pills, doing a lot of drugs, just bloating myself out. I
Right.
got really bloated.
Okay.
Badly when this whole shit hit the fan.
Right.
Probably the last even 2 years that I had the business, my whole life was so out of balance because all I did was focus on business.
Right.
And every other facet of my life fucking suffered, dude.
Right.
Like relationships suffered. Ended up losing my wife.
Right.
The business was good, but that ended up suffering. My health suffered. My physical health suffered. My mental health suffered. Like everything was suffering. Because I focused on one thing. The drive to build a business was so it was so strong, but I didn't realize the circle of life. If you're out of balance, you're fucked.
Right.
And so that first business that I built, dude, it was money motivated. I wanted to just get to this next level. But I sacrificed a lot of my own life, a lot of my own time. And look, I get it. This guy's out there to tout the grind and 24/7 and rock on and do it.
Right.
And I'm all about it.
Right.
I'm all about it. But you have to, for me at least, this serves me. This is not for everybody.
Right.
You have to have fucking balance in the other areas of your life. Because if you don't, something is going to give way and you're going to end up losing your wife.
Right.
Your health is going to go to shit.
Right.
If you can balance and you can get stuff in line, then the more power to you. This time around, bro, I'm balanced.
Right.
Like, I have a great business that serves me.
Yeah.
I don't have to work if I don't want to. I choose to. And it's not work.
How awesome is that?
It's the best life ever. Honestly, it's the best life ever because
Right.
I don't have to. But I like to build. It's a passion. I like building people. I like building business. I
Right.
like building myself.
Right.
So that to me is not fucking work. It's me
Right.
going in and just like making shit happen. But if I want to go away for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time, if I don't want to go to the office and stay in the New Jersey area and not go to New York for a month, I can do it.
Right.
The business operates
We'll keep running.
without me.
Right.
And that's, to me, the most important part of growing a business. It's not being a slave to your desk, not being a slave to your phone. My phone never rings on purpose. Not because it doesn't ring, it's because it's on mute.
Yeah.
It's on silent. It doesn't ring, it doesn't vibrate, it
Right.
doesn't tick, it doesn't talk. It's
Right.
I'm
When you
not-
get to it, you get to it.
When I get to it, I get to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself and do you honor yourself and do you respect yourself?
100%. But I am my biggest fucking critic. So as great as life is,
Right.
and as great as the outside world says, man, this guy really has his shit together. This guy's on fire. And
Right.
He got himself from $14 million in a hole and he's grown this whole thing. I myself, people that are the closest to me would be like, dude, you are the hardest critic on yourself. Because if I'm not hard on myself, bro, who the fuck is going to be hard? Who is going to get me motivated to get to the next level?
Right.
So I still have that serious fucking drive, and I still sometimes get out of balance. I'm being real.
Yeah.
Like, life is not like, oh, things are great
No,
now.
no.
I hardly work, and I sit back, and I do. Like, listen, I still have my own daily struggles, but as you grow as a person, and you connect your body, mind, and spirit, and you're working holistically throughout your whole 360 view of your life, if you're aware of it, you can work on it.
For
if
sure.
you're not aware and you just have tunnel vision on one thing and these other aspects of your life start suffering, it's going to break down.
It will.
Things will break.
It will. You know what, dude? One of the things that I want everyone out there to just like fucking digest is the fact that for a lot of people that watch us are entrepreneurs, obviously.
So this is on your...
Yeah, this is on Adapting Social.
Okay, Adapting
So a lot of people that are watching right now is an entrepreneur. And you talked about earlier how we shouldn't give a rat's ass what people think about us.
Correct.
But
we do.
And we do. And the one thing that I want people to really understand is that when you have that fucking lion mentality where you know who the fuck you are,
Right.
you know your purpose, you know what you're doing, you know who you're trying to serve, right?
That's important.
It's important. You know your purpose, and when you have those items in your life, that's where a lion doesn't fucking lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. And so many people are walking around like people
Caring about what
right.
people say. How am I
For
going
sure.
to be perceived?
For
And
sure.
What if I say this? I don't look right. No,
And who
bro.
fucking cares?
I don't give a flying rat's ass.
Right.
My whole life, I've had people tell me you can't do this. They've judged me. Still to this day.
Right.
Still to this day. One of the shoots that we did in this office.
Right.
I had a guy on Facebook living in Jersey telling me, I wouldn't buy shit from you, dude, wearing those fucking beads. And I'm like, bro, I don't give a fucking rat's ass what you say, who you are. Your opinion does not matter to me.
Zero.
If I don't have haters, I don't have lovers. I can't serve and be the best to everybody, and nor do I want to be.
Right.
There's going to be people that I resonate with, and I'm talking
Yes.
to the people that I'm going to connect with.
For sure.
All others, I don't give a fuck about.
Zero.
Not being disrespectful.
There's no relevance to your
I
life.
don't give a flying fuck.
There's no relevance to you.
At all, zero.
Zero.
And their opinion of me doesn't fucking matter.
Zero weight. And I want the entrepreneurs out there to really, really take that in, digest that, fucking write that down, make that an affirmation that you're fucking undeniable, that you're unstoppable. Because part of people getting stopped is by opinions. They're so scared of being judged and not having love,
Oh my
right?
God.
They're scared of the not love factor. Like people are gonna judge me or think of me this way. Like
they're scared of
it's
what you
literally the worst. And one of the things that really showed up for me yesterday at this event that I was telling you about was that we're all programmed as kids from our parents.
Oh, it all starts with that.
We're fucking
When you first come
programmed.
out, you are an open book ready
You're
to
a
be written.
sponge, bro.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us, dude, entrepreneurs are fucked up in the head. We have not only because we run to the fires, we work 100 hours a week to not work 40, but because we all have different stories. Whether our dads weren't around, or as an alcoholic, or somebody left, or parents got divorced, or whatever it could be.
Yep.
Every single person I met yesterday
Has
had a
had
fucked
experiences.
up experience that led them and drove them.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I want to say, speaking, because today's whole conversation is about that inner fucking kingdom. And the reason why I keep saying kingdom is because that is everything. You don't have a great life if you don't have a great heart or mind. You have a shit life if you don't have those two things.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and the one thing for me, bro, I've had some demons in my past from my childhood.
We've spoken.
Yeah, and so we did this one meditation thing, which is supposed to be like your morning ritual. When you wake up, you're grateful, you're this, you're that. And
every day I do, by the way.
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
You got it.
As much as I can. When I travel a lot, I get off a little bit.
For sure.
But it's the most important thing for me to set my mind in the morning. Definitely be grateful. Definitely get my visualizations out there as if it's already happened.
Right.
And then get into a deep meditation.
Because you're either gonna be the fucking storm, or the storm's gonna fucking wipe you away.
No doubt, man. It's gonna sweep you
And
right
that
away.
morning makes you the fucking storm.
Yeah.
And so my point though is that a lot of us walk around. It's crazy how much all of us fucking walk around with our past right now. And so for me, I've had my anxiety from my past, right? And from my childhood. And I fucking, there was a part of that whole event, which I want to give a shout out to The Edge and Raul. Amazing event for entrepreneurs. Check them out. But they fucking put us in this deep meditation. And then they said, go back to the earliest version of yourself as a kid, where you were dealing with shit though. Like one moment where you had like a fucking like breakdown or whatever. Like just one moment you could think about.
Wow.
And I brought myself back to this one point, and he's like, put yourself in a situation where you're you now, but you're looking at that kid version of yourself. So Billy right now is looking at the kid, Billy, and he's talking to him, right? And he said, I want you to picture two angels next to the little kid Billy while you're talking to him and telling him that everything's okay, you got his back, powerful shit, right?
Powerful shit, man.
And so as we're going through this whole process, he's bringing you back towards like the dark ends of like what happened in your childhood.
And are you actually seeing yourself
I'm seeing it.
there?
Yes.
As you speaking to little you.
To little you with these two angels.
Yep.
And so he's like, then he goes to the parent side of it and he goes, I want you to picture that all the shit that happened with you in your childhood, your parents, blah, blah. And those angels that are next to you right now are your parents. Because your parents, we have a limited mind that only understands certain things.
Right.
So all the fucked up shit that's happened to us in our childhood or whatever could have happened, it was destined to happen. And our parents, it was just what was supposed to happen.
But it doesn't define you.
It doesn't.
It can actually build you and make you the absolute best version of yourself by you suffering and
It
going
does.
through one of the hardest things you had to experience, whatever
Right.
it was.
Right.
You could either let it drag you down,
Right.
or you could have it serve you, where you can go out and start spreading your own word in a positive way. Like, look at the fucking company you built here, dude. Look
Yeah.
at the people you have in your company.
Right.
Right.
Right. And likewise.
Right.
But when he had this, I'm in this moment, I'm listening to him, and the whole time he doesn't tell you that the angels are your parents. At first you're just like, okay, there's two angels, picture them, they're bright, they're white, they're all this great stuff, they're fucking glowing. And then he's like, all the stuff that we've done, any resentments we have towards our parents, it was supposed to happen because you were supposed to be built the way you are now. And we have a limited understanding as humans. So we look at our parents and we have certain resentments, certain things we got pissed off about, certain things that we hate. And they brought you fucking life. Like
Biggest gift ever.
the biggest gift in the world.
Yeah.
And I had this fucking guy, Matt, which hopefully he's fucking watching this, who got abandoned by his parents when he was a kid. They just abandoned him.
Just gave him up.
Gave him up.
How old?
And he was an infant.
Wow.
So he never met him.
It's gotta be hard.
And he grew up, he said to me, he grew up thinking that my parents fucking left me. I'm not worthy. They abandoned me. So his whole life.
Fucks the kid's head up.
It does.
It fucks his head up as a kid.
Yeah.
Carries through as he's an adult.
Right. Because then he feels never wanted.
Yep.
And when we were going through this whole thing, he talks about how, these angels who are your parents, like they're whispering something in your ear. What would they say to you? And so, bro, me and this kid are bawling. We're fucking bawling, crying. And the whole fucking room of these tough ass entrepreneurs are fucking crying. Breaking down like babies, bro. And we're sitting there, we're listening to him, and he goes, this is the first time in my life that I realized that my parents, as much as I hated them, as much as I said, fucking, they left me, I don't feel wanted.
They gave him life.
Their purpose in life was to give him life.
Yeah.
And that's
they didn't
it.
abort him. They didn't kill him. They gave him life.
They gave him life.
Yep.
So it's like that fucking perspective, dude. And that's what the inner kingdom is all about.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's just one little tweak inside the mind.
One tweak.
And how you interpret what happened to you, how you redefine
Right.
what happened to you. And
Right.
that's just it. If you redefine something that could be perceived as a tragedy
Right.
and make it into something positive, as this kid said, Danny's name was?
No, his name was Matt.
Matt. That he did get life.
Yeah.
And now he's here for a reason to serve and do what his mission is throughout life.
For sure.
Yeah.
And our fucking misfortunes turn into our fortunes if we take it that way.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. And so for you, what piece of advice would you give to somebody who is battling that self-love?
So they're really coming from a place of just beating themselves up.
Right.
Hardcore.
Which most of the world does.
Yeah. So, you have to go back and to think about where I was. I mean, you need to give yourself, as weird as it sounds, man, you need to give yourself a fucking hug and realize
Yeah.
you're going through trying times, but the majority of what you're going through, whether it's real shit in life that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
something tragic, something that is not good,
Right.
but it really is affecting this more so, it's your mind frame. And so I would tell anybody out there who's going through the hardest times to realize that it's a moment in time that you're experiencing this. It's not forever. It's for now. And if you can understand that for now is not forever, that tomorrow is another day, and all you need to do every morning, like to me, the biggest accomplishment when I was in my fucking world of shit was, holy Christ, I woke up and I put my 2 feet on the ground. That was like a win.
That was a win.
Dude, because there was days where I didn't get out of bed.
Right.
There were days where I was so fucking blown out with alcohol that I was passed out on the couch.
Right.
So for me to wake up with a clear head and put my feet in the ground, I'm like, it's a win. So celebrate every little win that you have, and I mean really celebrate it, to get yourself and build momentum to get yourself to the next level. It sounds silly to celebrate a win of getting out of bed.
Dude.
But when you're as fucked up as I was,
Right.
and you don't want to move,
Right.
and you're like, the world, literally in my own world, my world was crashing down upon me.
Yeah.
Everything just was gone.
Right.
And it wasn't just gone. It was like, the DA was involved, and they
Real
locked up
shit.
my bank accounts, like real fucking shit.
Real
that
fucking
isn't
shit.
going away. You have to address it, and that's the other thing I would say is you can't bury your fucking head in the sand.
Right.
Like, shit happens in life.
Right.
But if you think that you're just gonna put it to the side and not deal with it, it's going to creep up and it's gonna bite you in the ass sooner or later. So
Chicken's got to come home to roost.
deal with the shit that's going on inside you and deal with it now, and realize it's going to be imperfect. Even though you're trying to get the right mindset, you're still going to make fucking mistakes.
Yep.
You're still going to fail forward. But with each little thing you do, you have to learn from it. You have to start building momentum. And once you start getting just a little bit of momentum behind you, all of a sudden it's like things start to move.
Right.
And for me, I realized the whole black cloud that I had over my head, it was really self-imposed. Yeah,
Yep.
everything around me was fucking
It always is.
going on.
It always
But
is.
it was the definition I was giving it, and I was allowing it to really hold me down and say, my God, everything I used to touch turned to gold.
Right.
Now everything I touch turned to shit. And by me saying that,
Right.
as sick as it is, everything was turning to shit. Once I got my mindset changed and language patterns, the unstoppable BA, things that you say on a daily basis,
Right.
things that you brand yourself as,
Right.
has meaning.
Right.
Right? You always say you're a fuck up. You're going to be a fuck up. So,
Yep.
I know I'm going on and talking about different things, Johnny, but it's just...
No, but that's true.
It's important for people to realize that they just need to, as hard as it may be, they just need to start changing what they're doing and taking small, not massive action,
Right.
small little steps in the beginning.
Right.
And then those small steps, Johnny, it's going to turn into massive fucking change.
Exactly.
Because that 1 degree fucking change in time, you're going to end up over here.
Exactly. And I appreciate you. I fucking love you, man. And listen, guys, you are fucking worth it. You are worth it. And too many people, they don't fucking realize that they have to work on their mental in order to grow in life. They don't realize, like if I said to you, how do I get bigger biceps? What would you tell me?
Right. You got to hit the gym.
Hit the gym, bro.
Protein.
Right. But if I said to you, bro, listen, like I'm a little like I'm lost, I'm fucked up. The average person would say to you, dude, fucking go see a doctor or go take some medication or, go, I don't know what to tell you.
It's funny you just brought that up because it triggered a memory. I went to an event years back when I was going through the absolute worst times.
Yeah.
And the self-talk, and I think we spoke about this in the podcast,
Yeah.
the negative self-talk that goes on inside your head, you don't realize how many thoughts you have on a daily basis. And one simple exercise to understand why your world is the way it is, take out a yellow sheet of paper. Simple. It's just going to be an exercise. It's supposed to be for 3 days. For me, it took 3 hours. I realized how fucked up I was. On the left side, you're just going to put down your negatives. On the right side, positive. Every time a thought, do this on like a Saturday, so you're not working.
Right.
Every time a thought pops in your head,
boom,
write down what it is, and you're going to be writing all fucking day. It took me no time to realize that every 90 or 95% of the thoughts that are in my head were self-limiting. They were negative. It was failure-based. It was fear-based. When I was going through this, so if you're riddled with that, literally 24/7, and that's all you're thinking, you're consumed, you're not going to be able to function.
Right.
So the first thing you need to do is identify that, and once you do, then you have to have a process, a system, a way, because everything is a system.
Yep.
A system to actually then reverse and re-engineer the way those thoughts happen.
Right.
And you have to come up with your own fucking affirmations, as corny as it sounds.
You have to.
You have
fucking
to.
have to.
Because you need to, the garden in your head is filled with weeds. You need to literally fucking fertilize that shit, and you need to start every fucking minute of every day. In the beginning, for me at least, was just feeding myself positive thoughts about what's going to happen, and then eventually those positive thoughts of me started happening in my habits.
Right.
And I started doing things differently, acting differently. My language changed. It just built upon each other. I can't put it into exact words.
Yeah.
But
no, I vibe with that, and you know what that makes me think about too, bro, is the fact that like our brain was created for survival. It was, and to protect us and comfort. Our brain was not there to have us push beyond the limit, to go beyond fucking, what reality is. And
your brain has the ability to fucking push beyond any limit.
Any limit, exactly. If you go into that untapped side of your brain where you push yourself. And I think that not enough people fucking realize that, because you look at our life is patterned because of our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is there to protect us and to fucking pick up on trends and keep us safe and comfortable and make sure that we don't get in harm's way. But people like you and I, and people who are watching this, we want to fucking be soaring. We want to be getting out there. We want to fucking be breaking through these fucking thresholds and these barriers that hold us back.
Yep.
However, when the fucking voice inside your head, I think one of the biggest things I also learned, I've been going into a lot of fucking personal development things this year. And we are not the voice in our head. The voice in our head is our brain. Our brain and our subconscious is there to protect us. Yep. So when we hear that voice in our fucking heads, you don't listen to that voice, right? And
but you need to reprogram that.
You have to reprogram that motherfucker. But even when you do that, when I was fucking, dude, they had us fucking carrying 45-pound plates running up a mountain. And so we're running up a mountain with 45-pound plates, then getting down, doing fucking burpees, doing fucking push-ups, all this shit.
But people's minds gonna give out before their bodies.
For sure. Yeah. And so your mind, so the whole time we're doing it, they're like, keep pushing. And again, and your body's telling you, bro, tap. Your mind is telling you, bro, this is it. You're done. You can't do another fucking 45-pound plate up this fucking mountain. And I'm somebody who is very self-fucking motivated. So I talk to myself every fucking morning. I talk to myself every day about this shit. And my mind is starting to go on me.
Same shit.
Yeah. And even in those moments, even for people who are the strongest people mentally,
there's a breaking point.
There's still that voice that comes back, even if you train the program. Mm-hmm. But so that's where we have to identify and look at it. Like that voice in our head, yeah, we love it because it's us, but it's there to protect you and it's there to stop you. And you're the unstoppable BA.
No doubt.
So you can't fucking have nothing stopping you.
Listen, it's real.
It's real, dude.
It's real, man.
So when you guys hear that voice in your head, that's painful, right? Because every time we hit pain, I think that's where people, they just fucking run. And when you hear that voice, when you hear that pain, when you have that pain, keep fucking pushing. That's how you get to this point what this guy's doing. Like, again, and I want to be very serious. Look him up, Unstoppable BA, Easy Sell, fucking on Instagram. Follow this guy. This dude, I've learned a lot from you, and I've only known you for under a year.
That,
yeah, I've learned a lot from you. I look up to you a lot, and and I appreciate you.
Anything I can ever do for you, know that.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that, and vice versa. And I want you guys to fucking, I sat down with this guy for a cigar, fucking tomahawk steak.
Yeah.
And the amount of shit that we were talking about and all the value that I was getting from him was absolutely fucking insane. And I think that we have a world filled with people on social media that have not been through the valley. They have not fucking lived a day in the life.
They haven't experienced the serious fucking kickback.
They haven't.
And it's
And some
easy.
people act it, right? Like some people just fucking.
There's a lot of charlatans.
For
There's a lot of
sure,
fake
for
shit.
sure.
Facebook, not Facebook. Right?
There's more than, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's, you really, when you go through it, you get defined as a man as to what you can handle and what you can't.
Right.
And you'll realize quick on how this mind is operating and
For
what
sure.
you can withstand. And listen, you're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna get hurt. But if I came back from what I came back from, and I'm sure there's people out there who've gone through a lot worse than I have, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my own experience that I went through, and it was trying, it was
Mm-hmm.
tough, but it didn't define me, it didn't break me, it didn't keep me down. I got myself right back up, took me time,
Mm-hmm.
but now here we are 10 years later, and I'm right, my life is better now than it's ever been to my 49 years of existence.
Fuck
It's
yes.
only getting fucking better.
Fuck yes.
Back to $1 billion.
Back to $1 billion, baby.
That's it.
And listen, and one thing I want to end with is that a lot of people, they follow certain people, they go and they look up, on Instagram or Facebook, because that's where everyone gets their news, their inspiration, shit like that. Too many people have a fat trainer training them in the gym, so to speak, right? Like, you have the wrong fucking guy giving you the information.
Absolutely.
The wrong guy or girl.
Absolutely.
This guy's the fucking real deal. Like, he's the fucking real deal. As real as I'm here and as real as fucking taxes are coming to you every fucking year. You need to follow this guy. So Unstoppable BA on Instagram, easy sell. Follow this guy, I'm telling you.
On Facebook.
And he's gonna be rolling out some crazy shit in the next few years, and he's gonna be a fucking force to be reckoned with. So I appreciate you, brother, for being here.
I'm excited about what the next 5 year holds.
Let's go.
Have me, bro.
Appreciate it.